11 investigates, meantime, sex offenders who are changing their names. And all it takes is a check and a judge's signature. 11 investigates. Aaron Martin is live tonight. And Aaron, Pennsylvania has some of the strict laws about this, but other states do not.
Yeah, that's right, Lisa. Actually, when it comes to a sex offender trying to change their name, Pennsylvania is one of the few states that actually has it written into their law that they cannot do it so easily, particularly if they're convicted of a felony. That's a lot different in a lot of other nearby states. However, if those offenders move here to Pennsylvania, it's a different story.
Mike Plush wanted a fresh start, a new beginning, so he changed his name to Mike Stanley. The problem is he pleaded guilty to 4 counts of indecent assault and battery on a child under the age of 14. It is on the sex offender registry in Massachusetts.
It's sort of a life sentence. I'm an MIT grad, and I can't even do minimum wage maintenance work.
Despite being classified as a Tier 3 sex offender, the most likely to reoffend, Stanley had no problem legally changing his name. All it took was $150 and the approval of a judge. While few limitations exist in states like Massachusetts, it's a different story in Pennsylvania, which has some of the strictest laws in the country. 11 Investigates found any felon convicted of a violent or sex-related crime like rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, statutory sexual assault, or aggravated indecent assault cannot legally change their name in Pennsylvania. Defense attorney Phil De La Sente tells 11 Investigates he's argued in court for clients to get their names changed, but says he's never done it for any sex-related crimes, in part because it's such a difficult case to make.
But if you're trying to usurp the system because of a conviction of a very violent offense or a sex crime offense, it's not going to happen in the state of Pennsylvania.
While victims advocates see Pennsylvania's tough laws as a plus, they don't prevent anyone changing their name in a different state and then coming here.
I don't think it's fair that they get to, change their name and, lose the trappings of who they were.
Allison Hall with Pittsburgh Action Against Rape says the sex offender registry exists to protect victims, and she's concerned about anyone trying to get around the system.
They're on the list and people are watching. So when you have people coming in from potentially other states or changing their names who are under the radar screen, I would think it would make people very nervous.
Stanley says he didn't change his name to avoid the registry, but to avoid Google searches. His goal is to run his business peacefully, not to avoid the consequences of his crime.
You can't change what happened. What happened, I am so sorry for what had happened, and I hope, but I'm making the best of a second chance. That's the only thing you can do.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is here in Pennsylvania, if somebody legally changes their name, it's listed under aliases on the sex offender registry. That's also the case for Massachusetts. Another thing to keep in mind is if a sex offender from another state moves here to Pennsylvania, they are required to contact state police and register their new address. Reporting live tonight, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.